Look at that sunrise. Welcome bale crew. And away we go. Alright, so it is 5:30, I think. I don't know. I got up so much tonight, I had no idea what time it is. It's nice to be able to wait and bale until the sun comes up, but the bad part is, as a guy who's got to call everyone to get the crew going, you got to get up every 30 minutes, kind of for a period there, waiting for the moisture to get right, and then call everyone. So I was up at 4, 4:30, 5, and at 5:30 I called everybody. Would have been nice to just sleep till 5:30, but you don't know that. You sleep till 5:30 and get up. Oh crap, we should have went an hour ago. Now we're too late. Either way, we're on the move. And we're running. Got Cam and the other baler, Bart and Blanca are raking. Moisture just is not there, and it's frustrating as hell. Because this is a big wind route. Yeah, I know. I can't hardly see any better than you either. I was a little disappointed when I got in here, like, really, guys? Can't see out of any of the windows hardly. But we're going. These are some big windrows. This is one of those deals where flood irrigation right now pays, because you can make some amazing crop off of flood irrigation. But like I said before, the way our water setup is, you can either irrigate 70 acres on a pivot, putting on 1.5 inches of rain equivalent, or flood, you can irrigate in that same amount of time 10 acres with probably about 5 inches of rain equivalent. It takes a lot longer to get stuff done with flood, but man, you can raise some hellacious crops with flood. Well, that was a crap ton of bales. Alright, Cam, on to the next one. Not quite as big a windrows here, but kind of like wheat harvest, now we can kick it up a notch and get a lot more done. Last field was baled at 7 miles an hour. This one's being baled at 11 miles an hour. 2 more quarter circles, then off to the sprayer. Have fun, Pinchy. Don't break my baler. Alright, Hector showed up. He's gonna bale for me. Like I was just saying, we gotta finish that field they're on and that one, and then we're done for the day. I'm gonna go get started with the sprayer. Hopefully it's 7 o'clock right now. Yeah, hopefully I can get 2 loads sprayed, get all this corn out here sprayed. That'd be kind of handy. Okay, so fall harvest is my favorite time of year, because it's when you're kind of getting the payoff for all the hard work throughout the year. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's awesome, you know, but it is what it is. But in the fall, I mean, all your big crops are coming off. Your corn, your forage sorghum, you're finishing alfalfa. So you kind of know how good a year you had there at the end. Opposite of that, my second favorite time of year is right now. I love chaos. And that's part of fall harvest too. When you get silage, tillage, planting wheat, baling hay, it's just mad chaos. Right now, it's also the mad chaos because we're still in silage. We're baling hay. We're planting feed. I'm spraying like crazy. And we've got the mountain runoff coming, so we got water that's just throwing a wrench into everything. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have a blast this time of year. I love the chaos. That's why I love being a farmer, honestly, is because of the chaos. Winter times, I get so damn bored. Midsummer, I get so damn bored. But midsummer, I'm also very tired, because that's when you start doing a lot of the 2 a.m. baling. So that really throws a wrench in it. But this chaos in the spring and the chaos in the fall is the funnest stuff. That being said, let's load the sprayer. Go hit some corn. And we're up and spraying. So, question for those of you who have a sprayer. How do you spray corn? This machine does not have RTK guidance, so I don't trust the GPS to follow the rows. The old sprayer I had, the front wheel, instead of being back here, was kind of up here, and I could physically see it, and I would manually drive to spray corn. But where I can't see where my wheel is at, unless I hold you guys way out there, I can kind of see it. I have no idea where my tire is, so I can't physically drive it without running over corn. So this seems to be the best in a bad situation. So yeah, curious, how do you guys do? Whopping 15 acres in. Says the inversion risk is 40%, but I'm gonna call BS on that because we got a nice little breeze. There is no humidity. So, yeah, see if I can't get across about 120 acres of corn before it gets too hot, and I gotta switch over to chopping. See what we can get done. Bingo! Second field done. That's it for the first tank. Now let's go load up for, like I figured, 72 acres. The bad part about today, I had like 100 just call 120, 130. So more than I could do in one load, so I'm splitting it into two. And yeah. Boom's full. Oh, GPS cuts out when you fold the booms, I guess. Whatever. Oh, I hate whenever I have to furrow the corn planting a little bit, because then it makes a really rough spring. Ugh. Sprinkler tracks throwing mud everywhere. Chemical jugs are throwing chemical everywhere. It's turned into a great morning. As per usual, bit of a change of plan. There's no need for me to go chop with Glenn because they're having to wait on the swather. That's looking like it'll become less of a problem for him though, because the scale at the feedlot is also closed from 11 to 12 today. No idea why. Probably a safety meeting, knowing JBS. So that'll let the swather get ahead of them so they can actually kind of keep moving. He's got 3 fields they're trying to knock out. I just went over. A neighbor wants us to chop a field of hay and a field of kochia. They're just now starting to swath it, so it's got to lay for a few hours before we even mess with it. So it's 11 o'clock now. I'm running back to the shop, gonna get my chopper ready to go, and then probably actually go enjoy lunch, which is kind of a weird thing. If you didn't notice, I ran home and changed. Went and got some breakfast. Yeah, eating breakfast at 10. Makes sense. Went and got some food. Now I'm going back to the shop. Yeah. I feel myself slowly getting tired, or as I'm not really going hectic anymore. Seems like if you're moving around, you're in a hurry, busy, your brain keeps moving, you stay alert. And then as soon as you kind of slow down, your brain does too. Anywho, that's the plan. 2 o'clock. Finally headed to the field. But while I'm looking at it, truck number 19 there. Oh man, you want to talk about a frustrating son of a gun. So it's an 06. I'm going to say it about with a C15 cat. At about 700,000 miles, we did a in-frame overhaul. That fall, had a guy driving it. Didn't really know what he was doing that much. He overheated it. And when I say overheated, he way overheated it. It wasn't too bad. We were kind of able to get by. But as it went on, it started having more and more and more blow-by, burning more oil. Finally got to the point where we're like, we've got to do an overhaul again. And just coincidentally, like a month after we got really tired of doing an overhaul, one of the clamps on the turbo came loose and we got dirt in it. Shined up the pistons real good. So we had a second overhaul done. I want to say that was winter of 20, so just over a year ago, year and a half ago. Had an overhaul done. Unfortunately, this spring in the rush of harvest, guys being in a hurry, not taking their time and doing their full pre-trip, somebody ran it with no water in the engine. It had developed a leak. Either the water pump went out and let all the water out, or there was 1 or 2 hose leaks Hector had found that he was actually coming to get fixed whenever they discovered there was no water in the engine. They fill it up and the water pump just dumped it out. So either the hose leaks drained the coolant and that caused the water pump to go out, or the water pump went out and drained all the coolant that way. Hang on. But yeah, so bar was underneath, tightening up the hose. Figured they needed to drain the water. I can't remember what they were messing with. Goes to drain it, and literally 10, 12 ounces came out of the radiator. That was it. So he grabbed the heat gun, because the thermostat on the truck said like 160. I mean, it hadn't even got up to temp yet, because all they did was move it the mile to the shop. Grabbed the heat gun, the engine was like 280, 260. So we're pretty sure it's toasted again. So now we're trying to decide where to go to get it overhauled again. So yeah, that's been maddening to say the least. But, you know, shit happens. Everyone screws up. It just sucks because that's a $30,000 screw up right now with the way prices of everything. Hell, it might be a $40,000 one now. Oh, either way, keep mosey into the next field. Well, this ought to be fun. Alfalfa on this half, kochia on that half. Yay! Harvest! Okay, things have picked up dramatically. We abandoned the kochia. There's just not enough there, and there's still rows from the corn a year ago. So the corn was planted north and south, and by the time the kochia was swamped, raked, and I went across, so much of it was falling in them little rows that we were only getting about a third of it. And if you've ever went sideways across corn rows, you know it's not gentle. Even if they're just small rows, you can just watch the truck shake around. So we abandoned that. So now we're flying on the hay. Just about to finish the second tower already. Then I don't know if you can see behind me over there, the wheat crew showed up. So Glenn has been working on a big pivot north of here, about 2 miles. I guess he's about done there, so they got swathers going here on a little 10-acre patch. But guys, the really exciting news, that 10-acre patch and a quarter circle just over here 2 miles, that will finish wheat silage for 2022. About this time next week, we're going to start up with oats and spring trip. Sounds like we got 5-6 pivots to cut of that, which is awesome, because it's actually looking like a decent crop. It'll probably be something similar to this, but that's exciting, guys. We are this close to done. It's 4 o'clock now. Glenn has to get going for ball games. I'd like to get going for a game at 6, but being this close, I really want to finish, so we'll see what happens. Glenn just wrapped up that field of wheat. I've got maybe 2 loads left here to finish the haylage. All good things. But because of his kids' baseball, my kids' baseball, we're just going to call it a night and cut the last 30 acres tomorrow. It's all right. It'll be there tomorrow. There he goes, that load I've been chasing all day. The last one. Anywho, I think they're going to swath and bale that because they're still swathing it. All right. Like I said, I've got T-ball, what is it, 5? Yeah, I got 45 minutes to get this to the shop and get my ass to town. So, that being said, guys, that's the end of wheat harvest. I'm not carrying the camera tomorrow, and I'm not going to be on that crew because I'm going to be spraying. So, you have seen the last of wheat harvest. About a week from now, we'll start oats. So, probably about the time this video gets posted, we'll be chopping oats. So, either way, catch you guys in the next video. You guys just thought this video was over. It's now 9:30. have yet to go home. Oh yeah, crunch, crunch, crunch. We're gold. Okay, so had the Wee Man's T-ball game. I honestly don't know who won because I didn't count players on each team to see which team had more players, because T-ball here, everybody bats just so they can kind of figure out how to swing a bat and how to run the bases. Whatever, no big deal. So, sat through that, and then been meeting with the agronomist, went over some spray stuff that needs done now, went over some long-term goals, talking tillage and fertilizer and soil sampling, and just one of those really, really good conversations you have a few times a year where you just kind of get some things clicking in your brain. You say, this makes complete sense. And swung by the house. Family still isn't even home from the ball fields. Daughter wanted to stay and watch all her friends play, so they're just now leaving town, so I don't even feel guilty about being out late. Either way, though, the hay's ready to bale. Go home, see what the weather outlook is, text my rakers, and do this all over again tomorrow. And like I said, it's 9:30. I was really hoping to be asleep by now. That 4 a.m. alarm is going to come up fast.